Hello, everyone. Welcome to Awkward Conversations. We are Seth and Saundra Dunn, and we love coming to you with topics that are awkward amongst us.
Amongst Christians in our culture.
Yeah, so many things to choose from when we talk awkward. But today, we didn't choose. Today, a topic has been chosen for us, and it's going to come from the beautiful voice behind the camera. And so we are just now discovering what is this topic that we're going to talk about today. Talking about awkward. Go ahead, voice.
All right. You have two options, actually.
Great.
You have two options, and once you've chosen your option, you have to choose your option first. Once you've chosen it, you each get one clarifying question.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
So this could get awkward because we have to choose it, both of us.
Yeah.
Together, come to a decision. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Option number one. I am mean to my spouse.
That's the topic? Oh, wait, that's not my clarifying question. No. That wasn't a question, that was a statement. Okay, the other one?
That's option one.
Option number two, how to break a bad habit.
I am mean to my spouse, or how to break a bad... We have to choose? Do you know which one you want?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I think we should go with the scary one. This is going to be great. You want to go with the mean one, don't you? All right.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
All right. So, yeah, I know that's a little bit of a strange title. So go ahead with your clarifying questions.
What do you mean? I am mean to my spouse. Is this specifically mean to my spouse, or I see that common in our culture? Which do you mean?
Common in our culture.
No, I want it to be specifically this way.
Okay.
That gives him an out. That's all.
Well, I won't take it out though, because
Are you going to talk about how you're mean
I am
to me?
mean. That's why I don't want to talk about this, because I am mean to you. So, okay. Well, so here we go. I am mean to her. There's no question.
Wait. Did you have a clarifying question?
Oh, yeah, sorry. Do you need to clarify?
If you don't need one, that's fine.
No, I think I'm good.
Okay.
The only problem is if I start going a certain route and that's not what you're talking about. So you can tell me if I'm like way off track about what you were even actually talking about.
Yeah.
But if I understand where we're going,
Right.
just being mean to your spouse, I got it.
Yeah. I mean, this isn't a problem, because I mean, and I don't mind.
It is a problem.
Well, no, it's not a problem to talk about it. I mean,
Okay.
it's not a problem to have the conversation. Okay. There's no question I'm mean to you. I mean, just my personality as it is mean to her, right? I mean, just that alone. If we can't really, because a lot of people don't know the Enneagram, so we can't really talk the Enneagram, but just the way I'm built is challenging.
Side note, little advertisement, May 11th.
Which this video will be.
openfieldschurch.com.
This video will be after May 11th.
Anyway.
That got awkward.
Go ahead.
I just recognize as a starting point in a conversation like this, there's no question just some of the ways just that I'm built and how I like to do things, and some of the things I focus on, like I focus way too much on money and get real practical. There's a lot of things just about how I'm built that are mean to you. So I'm just kind of starting there, and we can start picking what those are. And yeah, did that not go anywhere well?
No, I just wondered what's next.
About how I'm mean?
No, like,
see, socially, for example, I don't really have a high need to be out a lot doing social things and out. And so consequently, I don't provide well that kind of atmosphere and so forth. I just like to be at home and so forth. That feels mean to you. Yeah?
okay.
What are you thinking?
I have so many thoughts.
Remember, this is awkward.
It's so interesting to me that
conversation.
the two things that you've chosen to say you're mean to me are basically, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
But you're saying you're mean to me when it comes to money and your view of money, and you're mean to me when it comes to social events because you should be social more.
Well, because you would enjoy them.
Right, but I mean, is that what I'm...
Well, I mean, that is what yes, that's what I just said, but of course there's other ways that I'm mean to you.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, I just was thinking it's interesting to me that that's the thing you talk about. It doesn't matter. We can talk about this later. This is what makes it awkward.
No.
Like, I think about my first thought about how you're mean to me is not about either of those things.
Oh, interesting. Well, we could approach it from that angle. I mean, what do you think?
No, I'm curious what you would think I would think.
Oh, well, that's a different way to approach it. So how would I think?
What do you think I would say ways that you're quote unquote mean to me?
That I'm mean to you? Huh. I mean, I think I'm a little less this way, but I am sure that I like to think I'm less angry than I used to be.
Okay.
But so I think there was probably mean to you, short with comments and neglectful of time and stuff. No, really.
I mean, sure, but that's not the
No, I may be very
that's not the one I would think of.
Yeah. Interesting.
This is
Yeah, no,
what
I mean,
makes
this
this
is-
interesting is
yeah.
this is how far outside of his thought this is what makes it mean to me.
Okay. I don't
Makes me
understand
be
that.
Like, all the conversation we have about this thing.
About
And
me being
you're not
mean to
even
you?
no about the thing that feels mean to me, and you're not even it's not even on your radar. And I think, wait, this is the cycle. We
You
do
mean-
this
so
cycle,
you mean
and
time-
every time we come back to this, and
So
you're not even
time
thinking
together,
about that.
dates, planning dates, hanging out, connecting, having conversation.
Being romantic,
Yeah.
making a romantic gesture.
Yeah.
That's how he's mean to me. He doesn't do it. And then when we can talk about it, he doesn't think of it.
Oh no, that would have.
And I'm laughing so that I don't.
No, that would have come up. There's just so many. There's just so many. There's just so many
Oh, my
things.
word.
There's just so
Anyway.
many things.
Okay, how am I mean to my spouse?
Oh,
I'm mean to my spouse in that I harp on things that I don't say that. I'm mean to my spouse in that I want things that are seemingly too hard to give. I don't know.
so you just said the same thing.
I'm mean to my spouse because I
Oh,
forget to, this is true. Not forget. I easily dismiss the things that he does to show me love. And I easily let those things go by the wayside. And instead, notice the things that he doesn't do that I wish he would do. That's how I'm mean to my spouse.
that's how you're mean to your spouse.
Is that true?
You know, it's interesting because when you say that, my thought is there's this mystery that is called a woman. So, like, I know that is like a common thought in culture, right? That women are hard to understand. Men have a hard time understanding women. So part of what I love is the mystery of what's going to come out of this one. And then you're right. From what you just said, part of what is mean and challenging is the mystery, because you know, sometimes I feel like, wow, that was a really good show of my love, my affection, my whatever, and it meets with nothing, you know. And I don't know. See, this is where the question is how I mean to my spouse. To me, that's intentional. So maybe that's not a fair. You know, to me, if you're mean to your spouse, you're doing that intentionally.
Interesting.
But everything we're talking about, a lot of it's not intentional. It's just we're built in different ways. We're male, we're female. You grew up in Kansas, I grew up in Colorado. Very different families, very different personalities, therefore very different motivations, very different, even our definitions of fun. I can't tell you how many times I feel like that was a lot of fun and I planned something fun because you value fun. And you're like, what was fun about that? You know, and I'm like,
I don't say that.
shit. Well, that's what I hear. So I would not look at you and think that most of what I find mean is flat out intentional. There have been those
and I
moments.
don't think you're-
there have been for you too. But
Yeah.
most of what's mean
No.
between us is because we're built very different.
Yeah.
And-
but it's still mean in that it's still hurtful.
Yeah, I would
for
agree.
both of us.
I would
When
agree
we
with
don't
that.
do,
Yes.
or when we don't honor the other person,
Yes.
it's mean.
Yeah. Yes.
So that's fair.
But in all,
I understand what you're saying.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, this question came out of the blue, out of the voice behind the camera for us. I do look at some couples, and I know we're not talking about other couples, but where they're like intentionally mean to each other.
Of course.
I don't think
course.
you and I do that to each other a lot. I'm not saying it never happens, but so the question, therefore, tends to go to, and you're right. I mean, the thing we do talk about, and it was the next thing I was going to mention is, and honestly, that's part of what I meant when I said the social thing, which is, it isn't very clear, but that idea of doing things that, you know, you connect. So therefore things that are romantic, things that, you know, do make us hear each other and see each other. That to me is part of that whole social thing, is getting out and doing things, but also then giving the opportunity to have those face-to-faces, those moments of, I'm ignoring them at the moment, but having those, you know, where I know we do connect. I need your reading glasses so that I can see your face better. Okay, it's not that bad. It's just funny. Does that make sense? I mean, that's kind of what I meant by some of the social.
Yeah. But
that heart, that connection, that it's not
but
just
even
going out
that,
and
to me,
doing things.
social is like out
No,
there.
well, it is.
All those things, all those people, all those
Right.
events.
Yes.
That's not.
No, right. So I was lumping that all together, and that's probably a wrong lump of, you know, this intentional
Yeah.
connection, which is
Yeah.
conversation, which is eye-to-eye contact, which is touch, which is fun, you know, as well, and activities. I mean, it's a whole big picture, right?
Yeah. Good job. It's a great talk.
Ah,
No.
no, I'm really.
Okay, so then let's talk about how this is within culture, how we see people being mean to their spouse.
Oh, yeah.
And you know there's tons that goes on at home
Yeah.
that you never see where they are being mean to their spouse, right? But talking about those things that we observe, that we have seen, and what to do with that.
I find it interesting because like there's whole sitcoms, whole TV shows built around spouses bicker. I mean, they're mean to
bickering,
each other
just
all
being
the
mean.
time. And I think, you know, it's interesting to go here with a topic like this because so much of what I see happen between married couples, they're just not even following good, just what I would call godly character of honoring and preferring and loving and caring. I mean, they'll do it for a stranger who they're either never going to see again or have very little interaction with, even people at work and stuff, very surface relationships, and they'll be kind and they'll put up with things and so forth, but then when it comes to a spouse, they're flat out mean.
Right. Well, and I think too, often it's like, what would Jesus do? Like, right? Bottom line, what would Jesus do with my spouse?
Yeah.
How would he treat my spouse?
Right.
I don't know if I've said this here. I know people have heard me say this, but I don't like nice. Don't be nice to me. I hate it. It seems fake. It seems put on. It's like, oh yeah, you can say all the right things and treat me nice, but behind my back, or inside your head, I know the things that you're thinking. And I'd rather you just say it to me so that I can be like, oh, either this is something I need to change, or recognizing that's your problem, right? It's kind of an either or situation. So then I think about when it comes to kindness, and I love kindness. Kindness
They're different, aren't they?
is absolutely different. Kindness is me saying, you did this, I saw that, please tell me what you were thinking, because it felt like this, or it seemed like this, but I'm not trying to make any judgments. I want to understand what was in your heart, what was in your head. I want to understand where you're coming from. Kindness is, I did this with a friend the other day, said, I just see a tinge of pride. And you might want to check that, because it's not who you are.
Yeah,
that's not
that's good.
real. Like, you're not a proud person, right? You are a person of character, a person of stature, a person of kindness, a person of compassion, a person of love. You're not proud, but that what you're saying here or doing here looks a little bit like pride. That's kindness.
Which, of all people, we should be able to do that with our spouse.
Right.
So can I ask you this? When you hear a statement like, because there's a lot of these kinds of statements out there, when you hear the statement, happy wife, happy life, what do you think?
I hate it.
Why do you, okay, and why? Why do you hate that?
I hate that because my husband's whole goal and point and purpose in life isn't to make me happy. It is up to me to be happy and to find how to be happy between me and Jesus. That's not his job. If I'm not happy, it's not because of him. If I'm not happy, that's my stuff, my issue. So I don't want to put that on my spouse, that it's up to you to make me happy. And then you can have a happy life.
Yeah.
If I'm happy, if you make me happy, then you can be granted by my kindness, by my goodness, some great life. No, that's so obnoxious. It's so obnoxious.
It is.
If I'm so busy making your life miserable because you're not doing what I want you to do, that is so manipulative, controlling, witchcraft, backstabbing.
I mean,
I hate that.
call it what it is.
I heard
Because
a woman the other day, I didn't hear her personally, somebody told me the story. This woman at this job said, oh, my husband dare not do that. He knows. I see everything, I hear everything, I know everything. And he knows he dare not do that with our money, blah, blah, blah. Like it was about the checkbook, and I'm just like, you are the female giving all of us a really bad name. No, that is not okay.
this is awesome because I didn't know for sure what would come out when I brought that up. But I'm telling you, that was excellent. What you just unpacked there. And not to just pick on that one statement, but what it does is it brings out in general what is so commonly seen, that we're not in marriage relationships where we're really out for the other's best interest and willing to be what you again described so well just a minute ago in being honest and truthful from a position of love. So if I can say something to Saundra that is maybe a little hard to hear, but she knows that I have her back, that I love her, and then she'll take it. Now it might still be, depending on how big of a deal it is. I mean, it could even be that it rubs you the wrong way or whatever. But you know, in the end, that you can take it and process it because you know, in the end, I love you. That goes miles. And reversed as well, because I'm telling you what, as a man, when I hear that statement of happy wife, happy life, I'm like, wow, that just sounds like a minefield that you have to navigate. That there's no way you'll be able to do it well. So things are going to blow up on you. You're basically, wow, this isn't going to go well. You know what I mean? Because it's not us then. It's
right.
Me trying to figure out how to not blow things up.
Him versus me versus him.
Right, and that's
what I was going to say. The reality is, if you're in a marriage, you are on the same team with the person you're in a marriage with.
Yeah.
And if you're going to attack them and be mean to them
Yeah.
and treat them like crap, you are damaging yourself. You are hurting your
That's
own
true.
team.
Yeah.
It's like
That's
if
really
I have
good.
a baseball team and I start yelling at all my teammates and I hate them and I start calling them
Right.
names and I start teasing them incessantly and I start humiliating them in front of people, you think we're going to be a good team? No. Like if we're going to work together and we're going to accomplish winning,
Right.
we have to come together and be a team. And I have to realize that there are some things I can say, as you've heard Seth say, help me means adversarial advocate. There are some things that I can say to my teammate in a healthy way,
Yeah.
but to humiliate him,
Yeah.
to shame him, to embarrass him, to be straight up mean, to call him names, like I'm damaging myself. So
You can't be a team.
we're not going to be a team. We're not going to win anything that way.
Right. No.
So I just think it's huge in marriage. Like being mean to your spouse costs you.
Yeah.
It comes back and bites you in the butt.
Right.
It also hurts your spouse.
It does.
But it hurts you. So don't be an idiot.
There you go.
Don't be mean to your spouse.
No, really. I mean, that sounds so crazy simple, and yet that's exactly how it is. It really is that basic.
You can
You know?
say what you need to say in
Yes. Yeah.
love. You can do healthy critique, healthy, like,
Yeah.
if you would do this, I would really appreciate that.
Right.
Treat your spouse like your best friend.
Right.
And I've said that to so many people, like,
Right.
no, the minute you're annoyed with them for whatever it is, and you start just being terrible to them. Okay, this is not the case in our marriage, but in a marriage where perhaps the woman has gone out with her girlfriends, she gets drunk, she calls her husband to come pick her up, and he says, no, you're an idiot, blah, blah, blah. What? No. If, as the husband, your best friend called you and said, dude, I need a ride, I'm drunk, in a second, you would drop everything.
Yeah,
and
because
you
you
would
want-
go pick him up
you
because
want
you want
them
him
safe.
safe. You
You
want
want
him
them-
taken care of. You love him. You don't want anything bad to happen to him. You want to be by his side. You want to help him out. Do it for your spouse.
Now-
Same thing the other way.
Yes. Yes.
Like if my husband goes out and gets drunk, I'm going to go pick him up. I'm not going to have a second thought about it because he's my friend. I want him safe. I want him taken care of. The other thing is, of course, we're going to have
There's
conversation
going to be
about
conversations following that.
it
Yes.
later, but I'm not going to
Right.
nag him, hound him, leave him out, let him suffer, figure it out on his own, drive home while he's drunk, you know? Like, also, again, this isn't us. Neither one of us are going out with our friends and getting drunk. But I'm just using it as an example of, like, this is something people do and experience. And again, if you would treat your spouse
Yeah.
like you treat your best friend,
Yeah. Have their back.
have their back.
Want the best for them.
Yeah.
You know, because just you said so well a little bit ago that when you hurt your best friend, your spouse, you're
hurt
hurting
yourself.
yourself. The
Absolutely.
other also happens when you bless your friend, your
Exactly.
spouse, when you love
Exactly.
them well, when you have the best in mind for them and therefore act on that, you're loving yourself well.
Exactly.
Which also, man, we can't go into this in this video, but that trickles right down then to your kids,
Exactly.
to your employees, to you as an employee, to our culture. That a lot of that starts in the marriage.
And if you're treating each other like you're on the same team and you have to figure things out together, what a beautiful example for your kids. What a beautiful thing for your
Yeah.
kids to watch and observe and learn how to do.
Right.
So amazing.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So it's not worth being mean to your spouse.
It's good stuff.
If it's intentional, stop it.
Yeah.
If it's
That's simple.
unintentional,
Yeah,
like
pay attention.
what we both have going on, unintentionally being mean to each other.
Yeah.
Also, stop it.
Stop it. Figure it out already.
Figure it out. Try to change it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there we go.
There we go.
I think we wind this one up for now, huh? You suppose
That's
this?
a doozy.
You suppose this one will have some comments, some questions, some? We'll see. All right. Well, thank you, everybody.
I was just thinking.
A doozy.
I was just thinking. We might get a comment of, you guys need some marital counseling.
We have a bunch of counselors contacting us.
Do it.
Yeah. Oh, man.
All right.
There you go.
That's it.
All right. Thanks for joining. We'll see you next time.
Hello. We want to say thank you for watching, and we would encourage you to subscribe, like,
Please.
share,
Yes.
ring the bell, do all the
All the good
things
stuff.
to help get the message out. We're having a good time with these, and we appreciate you watching and love for you to share and do what you can on your end to help.
Yeah. Thank you. Susan.